Well, it is Thursday, and I am back in the office. I was in Philadelphia this morning representing a client at a preliminary hearing, and now I'm back in the office in Morristown, New Jersey, ready to see some clients in the afternoon session. With that said, I did see an article regarding a executive order that was signed in Philadelphia by the mayor regarding prohibiting people from entering recreational facilities in the city. And I read the article, and it appears like the article is some type of gun legislation in the city. Now, the city has a real problem with gun violence. There have been allegedly over 1,400 shootings in the city, and this alone this year, and that is more than what they have in New York City and in Los Angeles. And just to put it in perspective, Philadelphia has about 1.5 million residents, whereas New York has over 8 million, perhaps even 9 million residents, I believe. Los Angeles has close to or probably more than 4 million residents. So Philadelphia has substantially less people than those two major cities, but yet has more gun violence than each of them. So that's a telling stat. In addition, there's been over 300 homicides in the city of Philadelphia this year. I was actually in Philadelphia last evening at an event, and I told my wife that I can't really believe how bad the city has gotten in terms of just people walking around the city who appear to be not mentally well and just walking the streets. And the city has to do something to address that situation, as well as what appears to be just a growing violence problem and also a homeless problem. My heart does go out to these homeless people, and these people are mentally ill, but the city is clearly ignoring it, and it is only getting worse, even in parts of the city which traditionally didn't have the problem. You see it now when you enter the city off the expressway or off 95. You see it there. You see it as you leave the city. So I saw this article in the Philadelphia Inquirer about this executive order, and really it is not a gun violence law. And I think people are confused by it. Really what it is it's a prohibition against entering city facilities with a gun. Now, Pennsylvania obviously has laws on the books regarding the unlawful possession of a firearm, whether it be in Philadelphia or other places. And actually they have a specific law regarding Philadelphia and carrying a firearm. It's Section 6108 of Pennsylvania's Uniform Firearms Act. In addition, they have Section 6106, which is carrying a gun without a permit, and 6105, which is possession of a gun by a prohibited person, usually a person who's committed a felony or some other offense under the law. Now, this particular order that was signed by the mayor, it really just prohibits people from going into facilities. And if they do it, they can't be charged with a violation of Pennsylvania Uniform Firearms Act. What at most they can be charged with, and this is assuming that they're unlawful possession of the weapon. If they're unlawfully possessing the weapon, they can be charged with those statutes I just indicated, 6106, possibly 6105 and 6108. But if they are legal gun owners and have permits to carry and they enter these facilities, more or less, they can only be charged with trespassing, which is normally graded as a misdemeanor charge. But in this situation, you probably be graded as a summary offense where the maximum punishment is 90 days of incarceration and a $300 fine, unlike, say, misdemeanor of the third degree, where the maximum punishment is 1 year of state incarceration, whereas a felony, even an ungraded felony in Pennsylvania, has a maximum sentence of 7 years. And really, if a person was charged with this, and I don't even think the police would even enforce it, they're probably looking at a fine. It is going to do nothing to curb the violence in Philadelphia. It's actually a weak attempt to actually curb the violence in Philadelphia. I think it's practically just useless, just to put it bluntly. So I wanted to clear that up. We received questions about it, that Philadelphia is now taking a stand against gun violence. They aren't, and really, with all due respect to the mayor and city council, they have no power to do it. They can't pass laws which would govern the residents of Philadelphia. If a law is passed, it has to be passed in the legislature, and then a bill has to be passed in the legislature, in the House and the Senate in Pennsylvania, and the governor has to sign it into law, and that is how it's done. Obviously, Pennsylvania can create laws specifically for Philadelphia, and they've done that, but executive orders aren't really going to do it. If you have questions about gun crimes in Pennsylvania or New Jersey, remember, New Jersey, unlike Pennsylvania, has a much tougher stance on the illegal possession of firearms. New Jersey has a lot of mandatory minimum sentencing with regards to lawful possession. There's been talk that perhaps Pennsylvania needs to go toward that again, or perhaps create laws that target Philadelphia with regards to mandatory minimum sentencing and the illegal possession of guns and firearms in the city streets of Philadelphia. Again, if you have questions, 215-755-9000 in Pennsylvania, 856-793-7429 in New Jersey, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, website gambonelaw.com. As always, a tremendous resource for you and your family. All my books, my blogs, my videos are available there in one convenient format. In addition, you can sign up for our podcast and also subscribe to our free weekly update, which goes out to over 4,000 of our current and former clients in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. It is a great resource to have going into your weekend. Have a great Thursday, and I'll talk to you all very soon.